Guys, logos are important. They sell the message of your brand. They can have secret hidden messages that YouTubers decode over and over again. It's kind of getting old. We know that there's an arrow in the FedEx logo. Move on. But guys, there's just something about the Cartoon Network logo that is so iconic. The C, the N, the black and white color font. Maybe it's because we grew up with it, multiple versions of it even. But unlike the very loose and 90s feel of Nickelodeon's logo, and even the extreme nostalgia of the old Disney Channel logo, the one I dreamed of drawing in a bumper every single day of my childhood, there was just something about the Cartoon Network logo that was always my favorite. I don't know, maybe I liked Cartoon Network the best. Maybe I was biased. But this new logo, it's making some waves, and not in a good way. Logos are very delicate, okay, and it's very easy to screw them up. And lately we've seen a change of corporations just completely simplifying their logos to a lot of backlash. Just look at what happened to the Pringles guy. Why do they make him like that? This is weird, I don't like it. So naturally it would make sense that when Cartoon Network changed their logo, after having it for almost a decade, it would stir up a lot of criticism. So why are people mad? Well, let me get into the situation a little bit deeper. This is more than just like anime avatars on Twitter being mad, although that exists also. Even the former general manager, who was involved with a lot of iconic shows, like basically everything since the early 2000s, jumped on Twitter to kind of slam the new logo. Brian A. Miller said, "Warner Brothers has released a peek at the, quote, new CNS logo. Made me laugh when I saw it. I spent 20 years making sure our logo was never inverted in colors. In fact, I once rejected 300 jackets that were printed, quote, wrong. Here, Warner Brothers made a choice to flop it to make it feel new." Now, I'm not gonna put words in this man's mouth, but he's got this new logo on the ropes right now. Look, I get that frustration, especially if it was your job to do something very arbitrary, like make sure the colors were never inverted. But then one day they just do it anyways. I can see that being really frustrating, based on that jacket story alone. And I don't want to seem dramatic, okay? At first glance, the logo doesn't seem too bad. But once you're taking all the changes, you kind of get slightly annoyed at the decision. It's little things, like how CN Schedules pointed out that everything's kind of off-center. And I'm no graphic designer, your boy's an amateur, but I can kind of see it. Overall, it just looks off. It looks kind of like imitation-y, bootleggy, or kind of like a rough draft, something that shouldn't be following all the previous logos, which are all pretty iconic in their own right. The fact that the last logo was such a clean refinement of the most common approach to the studio's logo should have been a sign that any rebrand should try to reinvent the logo completely, like the 2010 logo, which despite just being 4 white squares and a black background, was sleek and looked cool in motion. It definitely leaned into the minimalism hard, but that's what made it refreshing for its time. A lot of people are even finding the new animation for the CN Studios tag kind of disappointing. Do I prefer this to the classic opening and closing of the logo? Of course not. I'd be lying. That's nostalgic for me. That's my childhood. And I also thought it was pretty cool. This one just gives off like YouTube channel outro vibes. It doesn't feel like Cartoon Network Studios to me, but that's just because the old way was so iconic. I mean, they brought back the OG tag for a reason. That middle logo stretching out to reveal the animatic of the characters or a fully animated clip. Iconic. That's Cartoon Network. I mean, remember how sick it was when Infinity Train changed their tag every season and eventually every episode in book 3 and 4? That was what made the old logo so sick. Then again, this era of Cartoon Network basically killed Infinity Train, so I ain't forgetting. Okay, look, ultimately, while this is just a logo, and it seems insignificant in the long run, it makes Cartoon Network look, unfortunately, out of touch. Especially since a lot of stuff has changed behind the scenes with the corporate merger. This logo is clearly trying to get in touch with their roots, going back to the square one, but fan reception shows that it's kind of a swing and a miss. Time passes, and studios change. We're seeing a lot of creators and longtime executives leaving Cartoon Network, and it looks like the Cartoon Cartoons program is promising and basically one of the last hopes for an era that I loved. But it's clear that this new logo is not hitting with fans. I don't know, if I learned anything from the internet, it's that if people complain on Twitter hard enough, they can change anything. That being said, I would love to know what you guys think about all of this. Do you like the new logo? Do you think the people are overreacting? Let us know in those comments down below, or tweet to us at Roundtable Vids. As always guys, I'm Nemo, this is Cartoon Update, and I'll see you next time. Peace.